My name is Jonathan, and I wanted to share with you my experiences with quality. I've been a lease purchase operator now for 6 months. I purchased a 2016 Kenworth T680 from Quality Companies, and so far so good for me. I mean, yes, I have not been without problems because I had some, and I had some issues with quality in a way they do some things, and everything ain't gonna be perfect. No experience is perfect, but some things I want to share with you if you're looking to lease a truck, what you need to prepare for. One thing, when you get the quality to lease a truck, it's a rat race. And what I mean by that is, once you check in, it's a first come, first serve. And it's not really a first come, first serve because it's not like a line. Once you check in, you're on a lot. You're looking at a truck. The first one to go to a person or a station to lock in a truck, whoever locks it in first, that's who gets it. The problem with that is that a lot of people now are locking in trucks without actually checking the truck over. They'll see if the truck they want is on a lot, and if it's what they want, they'll lock it in by taking a picture of the VIN that's on the side of the truck and taking it to a person, one of the representatives that's scattered throughout the lot, to lock the truck in. And remember, it's the first one who gets the VIN and locking in gets the truck. In some cases, the truck is already locked in before even you gets on the lot. So you really don't have time to look at to go over the truck to make sure it's in good working condition. And Quality knows this, and they take advantage of that. Some of those trucks come in, like for example, I locked in my truck before it got on the lot. They showed me a picture of it. They told me how many miles it was. I asked them, could I take the time to look it over first to see if it's in the condition that I want. They like what looked at me like I was crazy for doing that. You don't get to test drive any trucks that are within 2 years of age. So if it's 2 years or newer, you will not get to test drive it. That's their policy. Only trucks 3 years and older do you get to test drive. So with that said, I recommend that you get a truck that's newer. And the reason why I say that is because the newer trucks will have the manufacturer warranty on them, especially if it's brand new, which they do have, or less than a year old. Will have the manufacturer warranty on them. You got to do your due diligence to find out how much warranty is on it. My truck, I was blessed to have a 3-year, well, a 4-year warranty. It's a 2016, but it was built late 2015. So it has a warranty until 2019. Or 500,000 miles, whichever comes first. And right now, my truck has almost 211,000 on it. I got it with 147,000 miles on it. So I looked out in that regard. And I had some issues already where I had to replace a transmission cooler and I had to replace the oil cooler, and that was covered by the warranty. I also had to replace the side skirting because anybody know what the Kenworth T680s, the battery compartment side skirtings have a tendency with aerodynamics to come open to be for air to go in there and push on the spaces in there, so which kind of warps or unhinges the plastic. So I had the driver's side replaced. Now the passenger side need to get replaced at some point. I take care of that. But yeah, once you know that most people gonna lock these trucks in before they really take a look at them, so they can get the truck and get going and start their business. So be prepared for that. Also have money to spend be prepared to spend a couple days down there looking for a truck, because so many people down there from companies looking to get trucks that you might not get your truck the same day. I went down there on a Friday. I ran into a guy that was down there 3 days looking for a truck, because the truck that he wanted, either someone beat him in locking it in, or it was a truck that he didn't want. So prepare to prepare to have money, spend out there, because you're responsible for your hotel room, you're responsible for your food. You become an owner operator, so these are your expenses. These are your responsibilities now. Then prepare to spend some more time getting your truck right. Because like I said, the truck's supposed to be DOT ready when they hit the lot. They're not, because so many people down there want trucks. Sometimes a truck could be coming in a day and be sold before it could even be really processed completely. That has happened. And I also recommend getting a top line truck. And the reason why I say that is Quality does their payments based on the year model of the truck. Not the make, not the model, not how many miles on it. Like I said, my truck had 147,000 when I got it. I still had to make payments as if it had 0 miles on it. And it's a Kenworth T680. So if I had gotten a International Pro Star, which I think is considered the cheapest trucks there, if I had gotten a 2016 International Pro Star with a Max Force engine, I still would have paid the same amount for a 2016 International Pro Star with a Max Force engine and 1,000,000 miles on it as I would have paid for a Kenworth T680 of the same year that had 0. Or a Peterbilt with 0 miles on it. It's based on the year, not the miles, not the make. So, with that said, get the truck that you want within the payment range. Now some people say that the Detroit's, the Freightlines are the best because the Detroit motor had the best fuel economy. I get 70 miles a gallon in the truck when I'm not leaving it idle for whatever reason I do. And I get light loads most of the time. So I'm still getting 7 miles to the gallon like the Freightliners. And I probably could get more if I had my truck turned down to 65 like most companies do. That's another thing. Get with the company that you plan on leasing your truck on and become a company driver for them first. And the reason why I say that is you need to understand how the company that you're going to be partnering with, because now that you are a lease purchase operator, you are an owner operator or independent contractor. So you need to understand how that company operates, how that company works. As a company driver, based on the loads they give you and the truck that you drive and the truck that you're getting, you need to have a range of a scope on how much fuel you think you can be spending a week. Because right now, I would say that you would need to, determine if you're going to be able to make it as a lease purchase operator. You need to factor in how many miles you're getting with the company now, with the company you're driving for, or you're going to now. how many miles how many miles are you driving for them? Because, you know, you can go to a company and they'll make a whole bunch of promises, but the thing is, companies will promise you 300, 400, 500,000 miles a week. They'll make the promise. Don't necessarily mean you're going to get them. So why not go there, work for them, see how many miles you actually getting, base your factors on that, find out how much you're making, determine how much money you need to bring home each week. For me, take care of my household bills for myself and my house and my family runs about 800. I'll say 800 a week. So my truck needs to make 800 a week, plus its payment of $695, plus the insurance that I got through quality, which is $112.08. So plus to cover tolls, fees, fuel, and maintenance. So, because most trucking companies look at it that you're breaking even when you're making your truck payment, and recovering your cost of fuel. Yeah, you're breaking even as far as they're concerned, but you're not breaking even with you because you still got to take care of your house. You got rent, light, water, cable bill, maybe, you know, depending on personal vehicle, car notes, you know, your spouse car note, student loans if you went to college or anything like that. These are bills that you still got to pay. And if you're just breaking even with the truck as far as the truck is making enough money to pay for the truck and the fuel and all that, yeah, the truck is breaking even, but you're not breaking even. And the truck is supposed to be you because as an owner-operator of one truck, you are your truck and your truck is you. So if you're not taking care of your house bills, with that, you're not breaking even. And you need to factor out how much it's going to take for you to break even. What else can I say? That's the reason why it's very important what company you're going to, and spend time with them before you lease a truck, because if you're a company driver and you can't make it there as a company driver, what's to say that you will make it there as a lease purchase operator? You know, take my company for instance. I'm not gonna name them because then the people are not bad. Their business practices I just don't like. It's not to my liking. And some of their business practices are as a lease operator is that there's people in the office like my planner or my former planner, because now I'm gonna switch load boards. They own trucks here at the company. So as a lease purchase operator, independent contractor, I'm competing with my former planner for loads. Now he planning loads for my truck. He planning loads for his truck. Now let's say if his truck and my truck was in the same area and there was one load left, who you think he gonna give that load to? He ain't gonna give it to me. Because at the end of the day, he wants to take care of his family. Just like I want to take care of mine. And to me, that's a conflict of interest. Planning shouldn't be owning trucks, but, you know, that's my opinion. I mean, is it legal for him to do it? Yeah, it's legal for him to do it. You know, is it the right thing to do? I don't think so, but he got that right. You know, and it's business. So, and at the end of the day, he's gonna take care of his business, and at the end of the day, you need to take care of your business. And your business is your truck. So that's one reason why I am looking at other companies to go to, because I need to make money, and And if I can't get some of the better paying loads here because they're going to the people in the office that see the loads and they hand out loads, they can tell me all day, oh, it's about how you operate your truck and all that. That's baloney. They see all the loads. I don't see all the loads. I'm having to trust them that the load they tell me is available is what is available. But how can I trust that when I know that they own trucks? Because the art of business is they're going to take care of their business before they help me take care of mine. Since they're the planner, I'm relying on them to plan, give me loads and plan me loads that are decent paying. And I'm supposed to have a say so whether or not to pick them or not. But you turn down the load as an owner op, you got the right to refuse a load. But if you turn down that load, what's going to make that planner say, okay, I got another one here, or how about this one? You don't know what they got. You can't see what they got unless they are a company like Interstate that has a computerized load board where you can see. And then who's to say that on those load boards that those are the best loads available? Those are loads that they post. And if you've been in the game long enough, there are loads that are posted and there's loads that will never see even a second on a load board. So you got to, that's why I say drive for the company that you're going to be with. With that said, if you understand how the company you go to operate, you understand how quality operate, and you know what your needs are for yourself, you should be able to make a well-formed decision as to what truck to get, how you should operate, if you're with the right company leasing your truck onto or not, how much money. Oh yeah, and this is another critical factor here too, with knowing your company. As a lease independent contractor, is your money revenue driven or miles driven? Now, you might ask me, well, what you mean by that? Some companies, like the Command, they pay percentage. A load might cost this much. They get a certain percentage of it. You get a certain percentage of it. So at that point, your loads are not miles driven, because the load might break down to $2 a mile. But how many miles is it? Because I had pulled loads covering, like I could pull for example, a C.H. Robinson load and take it 1,000 miles for $450, which is bull crap. Or I can get a direct customer run here at my company that will pay me $1,600 for 1,000 miles. That's revenue driven. Okay, miles driven is the company says you get $1.15 a mile empty, or depending on what company, it could be 88 cents a mile empty and maybe $1 a mile loaded. Or depending on what type of load it is, it might be, say, loaded, it might be $2.60 a mile loaded. Now you're miles driven, because you know that, okay, let's base your numbers on empty. If you getting $1 a mile empty, 2,000 mile a week is $2,000. Of course, you know you're not going to be empty, but you know that if $1 a mile is what you're going to make at the minimum, then you know you did 2,000 miles. You know you earned at least $2,000 that week. You know, so your truck makes money by pounding the miles. Revenue driven, like I said, if I get 4 of those 1,600 mile runs, okay, 4 of those, that's 6,000. That's 6,400 for the week. 4 runs. Might not only drove but 3,000 miles a week, or might even get lucky and say I only did 1,500 miles a week and brought home, or not brought home 6,400, but gross 6,400. You know. Now don't get wrong. It could be another way. I could have did 3,000 miles and did nothing but $450 runs. C.H. Robinson, you know. That's the difference between revenue driven and miles driven. Maintenance account and stuff, you know, what the company charges. Do they charge for base plates? If so, how much? If they charge for Qualcomm, if so, how much? What other things they charge you for? Does your company cover your tolls, or do the tolls come out of your pocket? You know, these are the things all the things you got to add up and figure out based on how you drive, and determine if a lease purchase is right for you. How much to pay in that lease purchase. You know, things of that nature. Because the more you know, the more information you have, the better decision you can make. And just for another FYI out there, I wouldn't recommend paying to become an LLC. And the reason why I say that is because the federal government does not recognize limited liability corporations. They recognize corporation, and they recognize partnership, and they recognize sole proprietor. And if you are a one owner, one employee, or as I would put it, employee / owner employee, meaning you're a one-man company and you're LLC, the IRS recognizes you as a sole proprietor. And it's not going to mean a hill of beans when it comes to being sued. Well, what you mean, Jonathan? Well, most lawyers, if they're going to sue they're going to try to sue where they make at least $250,000, where their cut is at least $100,000 or more. They're not going to be in to suing for a couple of tens of thousands. They want to get at least $1 million or more on a lawsuit, because they want their cut to be. They're not going to want to do all that work for $25,000. Most of them are going to want to do all that work for close to $100,000 or more. And their cut supposed to be 10%, 10 to 20% of the lawsuit. So if they get a settlement, your business, your only asset in your company will be the value of your truck. And if your truck is only worth $100,000, only gonna leave the lawyer with $10,000. He's not gonna sue for him to get $10,000. And he sure enough ain't gonna do the lawsuit and take that money from the people that may actually deserve the lawsuit. So in that regard, it don't make sense to do an LLC if you're only gonna be a one truck, one person company. Now, you plan on owning a fleet of trucks at some point, you plan on having more than just yourself, that's when a limited liability comes into play. So if you're gonna do it for that regard, then fine. You can spend the money then to get an LLC. LLC ain't that hard. So if you're gonna do it, and that, I would say get it then when you need it. That way, when you have multiple trucks, when you have multiple employees, not when you only got one truck and you're the employee and owner. LLC is useless to you at that point. The exception to that rule would be is if your state requires you to have an LLC, then by all means get it. But I can tell you, my state right now, North Carolina, you don't need an LLC unless you have at least 3 employees or more. So, and in North Carolina, LLC is only $300. So, when I get 3 or more employees, when I get multiple trucks, I'll spend the $300 to get the LLC in. I'm not gonna right now. I just spent my little $30 to get me a DBA, doing business as. That way I still have my business name, and like I said, with lawyers these days, they're gonna sue you anyway. If you have an LLC, they'll sue you and the company to try to maximize the most money they can get out of you. I hope what I had shared was helpful, and I hope that this was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll try to respond. But that's my experience with quality. That's my information I can share with you. I hope it was useful. Thank you, and God bless you.